don't believe in moving cars, but the car moves to the stars. Look up, it's a moon in the sky. Oh my, it's Monday night. Oh, we back in the city again. Oh, we back in Minion. Don't know what I just said, but you know these rhymes be bumbling and bumbling in my head. Yeah, that's right. It's Monday. It's night. Oh, and the lights is flashing. But we keep on dashing. What's up, y'all? I ain't got too many rhymes, so I'm not gonna waste your time. But it would just be senseless. It would just be so senseless to not bust a rhyme to that beat. What's up, y'all? We're back in it again. I just talked to y'all on Saturday, but I kept my word and said I was coming back again. I did not do anything this weekend. What did I do? I went to dinner with my husband. Did I? Yes, I did. We had barbecue. Keto, so I had me some brisket and some broccoli and all that. I think I actually have a picture. Let me see if I still got it in my gallery. For the Balleries. You got a Ballery. Yeah, see? Keto. That's like the smoked part of the sauce. I did not use none of that sauce, FYI. But now it's cool. I like discovering what I can eat on keto. You know, while I call myself behaving while I'm on this journey. But yeah, it was cool. I don't feel like I'm deprived too much. I mean, obviously the smell of carbs. I do miss fries. I miss potatoes. I love me some potatoes. Potatoes are just life for me. I love a potato. But I'm maintaining. The good thing about barbecue is normally no bread involved, so you don't have to really worry about that too much. Let's see here. Get into this news because I just talked to y'all, so nothing else enthralling happened. I had a really boring weekend, which I love. That was my goal. I didn't have to do nothing. I did my usual, clean my house, spend time with my family, and that was that on that. It was very nice. Went to the gym today, which would have been yesterday, and came home and finished the rest of my barbecue because surprisingly I couldn't even finish it all. So there's that. But yeah. Let's get into this news. So Russia election, Putin wins with 88% support. Yeah. What kind of supports? March Madness is here. Are the top seeds for the men's, women's? If any of the people care about this. First for March men. So I don't know. Where's the thing? Connecticut versus Stetson. Houston versus Longwood. Purdue is the winner of Montana. North Carolina versus the winner of Howard. South Carolina versus the winner of Sacred Heart. Listen, I'm not even going to read this because, I don't care, and y'all probably don't either. Putin says he agreed to a Navalny prisoner swap days before his death. Okay. The missing student down in Tennessee's bank cart was found in the river, so they're still trying to locate that young man. Hopefully they get some success soon. Speaker Mike Johnson tries to stop Republicans from campaigning against each other in the bitter primary battles. He said, knock it off. Good luck trying to wrangle in that crowd. Texas woman fatally shoots an alleged kidnapper. Good for her. Former Mormon lifts the lid on church's creepy baptism for the dead that sees children being put through traumatizing ceremonies to save those who have passed away. A former Mormon has lifted the lid on the church's bizarre baptisms for the dead, revealing a temple sent her to a cemetery to take pictures of gravestones as a kid and then forced her to participate in the ceremony for the deceased. Alyssa's 31, who now works as assistant principal in Austin, who was raised as a devout Mormon in Utah but decided to leave in 2017, says she's since dedicated her life to helping others navigate their way out of the LDS church. Most recently, she spoke out about a creepy process that saw the group baptize people who have passed away, even if they weren't members of the religion, before their death. In a video shared to her YouTube channel last week, where she has more than 85,000 subscribers, she announced the Mormon church is baptizing your dead relatives. She explained that members of the religion believe that everyone must be baptized by the proper Mormon authority to move on to the spirit of paradise when they pass away. Essentially, when someone passes away, if they haven't had a chance to receive a Mormon baptism, they're not saved, she said. So Mormons take the names of those who have not been baptized and take them to the LDS temple. They also believe that it's up to the person to accept or reject the baptism on the other side. That's why Mormons have no qualms about baptizing basically everybody against their will, because they think everyone should have the chance to accept or reject it. Alyssa explained that when someone living would get baptized, the priest would also baptize anywhere between 5 and 15 dead people at the same time. And for each the deceased person, the living person who's getting baptized must be dunked into the water, which means they were sometimes going over it again and with a quick succession. You're not free to wipe your eyes or clear your face of the water, so it can be hard, she continued. You're getting dunked over and over again, and you don't even have time to collect yourself between the dunkings. If you ask or say, I need a second, they act like you're really holding up God's word. With the number of times you're dunked is really exhausting. She said the ceremony usually occurs around age 12, explaining you were also forced to wear an all-white jumpsuit, which she admitted left her basically naked once she got wet. As you step out, you're covering yourself. Specifically the chest region, because you feel naked. Alyssa also opened up about some of the extreme measures that the Mormon church goes through to keep track of who has passed away and who needs to be baptized. She recalled once being sent to a graveyard to take photos of the headstones during her youth program. It's all very creepy. Very creepy. 7 embarrassing sex questions experts get asked all the time. What comes out when I squirt? Is it just pee? I think it's pee. First, a little background. Squirting occurs when fluid is expelled through the urethra, the same tube that carries urine to the outside of the body during sexual arousal or orgasm. Sometimes known as female ejaculation, although it can happen to anyone with a vagina. While the two terms are often used interchangeably, some experts believe squirting and female ejaculation are distinct processes because research on female pleasure is lacking. This is being debated. Get to the point. Is it pee or not? It says that squirting tends to be quite a bit of fluid at one time, and chemically it's pretty similar to watered down urine. I told you it's pee. Female ejaculate tends to be less fluid and thicker. The thicker the substances also come from the Skene's glands, also referred to as the female prostate. Females have prostate. Interesting. Am I masturbating too much? Sex educator Francis Ramirez often gets this question. Unfortunately, long-lasting shame around masturbation has led many of us to be somewhat skeptical. It says the caveat is if your masturbation habits have begun to interfere with your day-to-day life, your relationships, your job, or your responsibilities, if that's the case, then it can be an issue. Yeah, if you are caught on Zoom doing it, which a couple of people have been, will my vibrator desensitize me? Common masturbation question that sex educator Eva Bloom gets from people with vaginas. Can using my favorite sex toys cause a loss of sensitivity that will make it impossible for orgasm? When you orgasm, use a specific measure for repeated extended times. Using a vibrator or specific hand motion, for example, it can become temporarily more challenging to reach it. Yeah, I would think so. If you do experience a lasting loss of sensitivity, your sex toy probably isn't the culprit. Make an appointment with your OBGYN. But what if it is? Do my weird sexual fantasies mean there's something wrong with me? Having fantasies, no matter how bizarre it may seem, safe, or whatever do not necessarily represent a real life desire to engage in the behavior inside your head. It's for you and you alone. However, if the content of your fantasy is disturbing or feels intrusive to you, Seeker recommends talking to a sex therapist. Even while engaging in sex play with a partner, if the fantasies are being used to increase enjoyment with a partner, there's really no issue, he said. If, however, the fantasies are becoming the focus with a partner and play are actually preferred over the partner, this might be something to explore. Is there anything I shouldn't be putting in my butt? Yeah. Let's start with scented products or other chemical irritants, as well as lubricants with numbing characteristics. It's important to be able to feel sensation during anal penetration so we can be aware of pain. And steer clear of sex toys or other household objects that are not intended for use, lest you make a visit to emergency room. Sex toys are designed for anal insertion and will often have a flared base. Yeesh. If I enjoy butt play, does that mean I'm gay? Yes. Sorry. Physically speaking, it's no surprise that you enjoy it. When I used to work with men who were about to get a digital rectal exam as a part of prostate cancer screening, I would warn them that there was a good chance they would get an erection during the exam. Why? Because the male G-spot is right by the prostate gland, and the easiest way to stimulate the prostate gland is by inserting something into the anus. So for the gay part, deriving from pleasure, a specific sexual activity doesn't say anything about your sexual orientation. Our culture often misassociates anal play with being gay. Being gay is an orientation. It means that you find men attractive. Liking a finger in your butt doesn't change who you're attracted to. Let me know if y'all doing that before y'all try to invite me over for food. How can I make my penis bigger? My advice is simple. Don't do it. There's not a shared scientific evidence to show any of these things are effective. It's a cliche. So there you have it. I don't know. I mean, this question popped up. I didn't mean to go from talking about Mormons and the dead to sex. This is how the news is playing today. Let's see. Never tell your boss you're unhappy. Don't tell your boss anything. Tell them you love your job and you're happy to be there. Maybe people should be going after Pepsi customer calls out poppy soda for half-filled cans. One dead and 2 injured in an active shooter incident in downtown Jacksonville Beach. That's bad. Hopefully that wasn't a spring break thing, but probably because it's at a downtown bar at the beachfront. Great. I'll just be ruining everything with these guns. 5 cyclists fought off a wild cougar with rocks and sticks for 45 minutes to save their friends. Fani Willis can stay on the Georgia Trump election case, the judge rules. Fani really coming for y'all now because y'all done got her man kicked off and then y'all try to play her to the left. But what about all them so-called friends, Fani? Are you going to deal with them? That's what I want to know. Alright, let's go to another news source before we get too far down the rabbit hole. I'm so sick of hearing about that. Zendaya and Tom Holland, aka Spider-Man, just want to dance with somebody singing Whitney at a match. They still going strong. Jennifer Lopez and Ben Affleck, flat tire disrupts afternoon date, forced to abandon a car. Ben don't know how to change a flat tire. Ray J's 2 Maybach SUVs are missing. Police are investigating. Did they get stolen, or did your wife take them? Because that sound like what you're saying. Honey Boo Boo says her mama June took all the money and won't pay for college. Not shocking at all. Not shocking at all. Wow. Nickelodeon star Brian Hearn called a piece of charcoal at work like a torture chamber. What show was he on? Because I'm not familiar with Nickelodeon shows like that. He was speaking out comparing working for Nickelodeon to a torture chamber and claiming he faced blatant racism on the job. All that, he was on all that. Dang, messed up. I'm kind of not surprised though. Alright, let's go to another site. This news is getting lamer and lamer. Ex-college football player charged in the poisoning death of his girlfriend and unborn child. Blaze Taylor has been charged with 2 counts of first-degree murder for the deaths of his girlfriend and her 5-month-old fetus. Nashville authorities say Taylor, a 28-year-old college football player at Arkansas State and an analyst at Texas A&M, fatally poisoned his girlfriend Jade during when she was 5 months pregnant. Taylor was arrested in Utah on Thursday after being indicted by a Nashville grand jury, which charged him with 2 counts of first-degree murder. Taylor is being held without bail at the jail in Utah. Authorities say Taylor poisoned Benny without her knowledge when he was at her apartment on February 25th, 2023. The victim was rushed to the hospital soon after Taylor called 911 and said she appeared to be having an allergic reaction. Authorities said the fetus died 2 days later and Bonnie passed away on March 6th, adding that she was not able to be interviewed by police before she died. Taylor moved to Utah following the deaths and just recently got a new job as an analyst at Texas A&M. The university announced that he's been placed on suspension pending investigation. That's crazy. Very crazy. The U.S. Marines changes its dress code policy for women. The wear of hosiery with skirts is optional. So you can go bare leg now, ladies. Gypsy Rose said she's getting off social media because a lot of people feel like she didn't take accountability for her mom dying. I don't know what y'all expect this girl to be. The girl mama was poisoned her whole life. She's clearly gonna be a crazy girl, and she spent most of her life locked up, and when she went locked up, she was in prison. Their mom literally kept her in a wheelchair, so of course she gotta be a little touched. She needs to get some therapy. I'm glad she's deleting her social media, though, because a lot of people have been hating on her, saying she's a murderer, and yada, 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 but I mean, she needs intense therapy just to make sure she doesn't repeat the same things her mom did. Boeing is still having issues with their planes. Yeah. Let's see what else we got, y'all. Wendy Williams reportedly racked in major coins for her Lifetime docuseries. Get Your Ring says data shows marriage rates are up and divorce rates are down. You think people are realizing it's cheaper to keep her? They finally working on their relationships because divorce is not cheap, y'all. Little John has accepted Islam and made his declaration of faith at a Los Angeles mosque. I wonder what his name's gonna be. Abdul John. Miami prosecutor resigns amid allegations he offered conjugal visits to jail informants in exchange for testimony. I mean, what's wrong with that bribery? I mean, it's like offering a cigarette or a Pepsi. It's like, y'all might get a lot of confessions that way. I don't really see too many problems with that. I can't remember if there was anything interesting on Dear Abby, but let's see. This might be a short one tonight because I kind of went over a lot of the news with y'all on Saturday. Yeah, nobody cares. Dear Abby, I'm tired of being a chauffeur for other lazy parents. Then don't. You ain't gotta write no letter about that. Just don't do it. Very simple. Let's go ahead and hop over to these Reddits. Why don't we? See what we got. What makes a man bad in bed? Being a selfish lover, for sure. Bad hygiene, too. Bad hygiene on top, though. Somebody said a jackrabbit, one-speed jackrabbit. Only using his wiener to F you. I want hands, lips, tongues, and words. I want all of you involved. No foreplay, just goes right into it, even if the woman isn't ready, doesn't give a crap whether she orgasms or not. Rushing too quickly. Selfish, ignoring every tip or plea to do something different to make it more enjoyable. Had several men who ignored my tips on how to get me off because every other girl I did this to liked it, so you will too. Spoiler alert, I didn't. Yes, not every woman is the same. Me right there, don't stop, keep doing that. Him stops, does something else. This woman says she don't like when a man's silent. What you want him to do, girl? Silent sex could be fun. It's just sounds. What does your job want you to hide from customers? Our excellent customer service. Y'all know I ain't about to do this one, but I'm going to see what y'all said. I used to work for a large bank who would just call it Barclays because that's who it was, and I never understood why people censor such information on threads like this. If you're poor and frequently exceeded your overdraft limit and incurred charges for being poor, you would not get those charges refunded. It was contractual and you were at fault. If you're rich and you exceeded your overdraft limit and incurred charges, there was no problems. Charge refund instantly. It made me sick. Yeah, I'm not shocked by that at all. Phone center. We answer calls within 30 seconds, but only because we hired a bunch of temps to answer calls within 30 seconds. So we could say we answer calls quickly and met government regulations, but they weren't trained on anything. It would immediately put callers on hold for 5 to 6 minutes. That sounds like a quality control because normally they also monitor hold time. I was a manager at Olive Garden. There's a breadstick drawer that in your 5-cheese marinara is Alfredo and marinara mixed together. Duh. Everybody knows that 5-cheese marinara is just cheese and marinara mixed together. And I'm not shocked by the breadstick drawer. I worked at a movie theater where we had a big popcorn popper in a bag and a wall full of bags of popcorn we made weekly. People would always ask, is the popcorn fresh? And we were instructed to say it was popped fresh this morning. And despite what the school rules might have said, their anti-bullying policy didn't mean squat, and that the only way your son or daughter aggressor would be properly disciplined was if you threatened to hit the school in the wallet by suing them. So remember that, parents. If your kid's getting sued, tell them you obtain a lawyer. I would say do something else, but I don't want y'all going to jail. Worked at an everything made from scratch breakfast place. Everything came out of freezer bags. When the ice cream machine is really dirty, just say it's broken. It's actually probably safer for y'all, because maybe that thing is dirty and y'all just don't need to do it. As a lunch lady, I received no training on child safety. They literally had me show up and just tell kids to stop throwing food, etc. They never even showed me what to do during an active shooter or fire drill. I had no idea how to stop a child from choking. One time we had a kid go missing and I was screaming the child's name and no one could hear me because the lunchroom was so loud. The kid was found safely eventually. It was a total poop show. I've had 2 different escape room jobs. Everyone in the holding group got really close to leaving. Usually, if there are just a few riddles remaining, we'll show you what you missed. We won't show you anything if we don't cause you any discomfort. I really hate escape rooms. Like, they'll be so good, and then in the end, it just sucks. That their chicken wasn't raw. I work for one of those large pizza chains. We regularly get complaints about thieving little poop bags who claim that we sent them raw chicken. The chicken is not raw. It is not raw when it arrives at the store. It's all pre-cooked. Yeah, that's not shocking. Most McDonald's have a timer to ensure that the meat does not get too old after cooking. We're also aggressively against wasted patties. The timer will generally get reset at least one time, and then we'll pretend nothing happened. Not shocking. Alright, let's see what else we got. Let's go over to the Am I the A-hole, see what you guys are up to, because those are so long.